What's up, friends and family? Welcome to another edition of Ballers World Live, the best entertainment in basketball. This is your host, James Ship. I'm joined today, like I am all days,
What up?
my two best friends here on this Ballers World show. Here we go. We have Alexis Williams and Rod Watson.
In the house.
Of course, we always have DJ Mystery over there. What's going on, Mystery?
Yes, sir.
My brother.
What's going on?
Welcome, guys. Go ahead, Rod. Let everybody know what's going on, brother.
Yeah, man, we got a packed house. We got a great lineup tonight. We have actually we have three guests. Tonight's guest is Chanel Smiley, the commissioner of the Drew League, and we're going to dive in and learn the history behind the Drew League. We also have Jerron Blossom Game, former University of Clemson Tiger, projected NBA second-round pick. So we'll get to talk with him about this upcoming draft, which is actually tomorrow, guys. Tomorrow is the
Can you
big
believe
day.
it?
Tomorrow's the big day.
I'm
we
excited.
get to find out where all these projected potential future superstars are going to wind up. And then last, we also have Johnny Fife, street baller, playground legend. We're going to dive in and talk about some of the history behind street ball, what his influence has been on the game of basketball, from his ball handling and training skills. He's been all over the world and the game has taken him. So we'll be looking forward to diving in to getting to know these guys. Coming up now is our Slam or Not, brought to you by the lovely Alexis Williams and sponsored by SlamOnline.com. You ready, Alexis?
I'm ready. Are you guys ready?
Let's go.
All right. For those who don't know what Slam or Not is, basically I'm going to read some statements, some rumors, some NBA things that are happening.
We love rumors around
and
here.
James and Rod are going to tell me if they agree. They're going to slam it. If not, they're going to not it. And be sure to follow our social medias, Ballers World with a Z. All right, you guys ready?
All right, here we go.
Speaking of the draft being tomorrow, so the Celtics trade the first overall pick to the 76ers for their third overall pick in future first rounders. Slam or not?
Woo. 1, 2, 3, slam.
Slam. I agree.
Yeah, okay. All right,
I agree.
all right, good. Go. You can go first.
I think it's a good move. You know, Danny Ainge, boy, this dude here, you talking about back in the
Beast.
days, he's doing them like the franchise need to make sure they buy Danny a house, give Danny a car, all
Right.
meals on the franchise.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
his
For
moves,
life.
the moves he made, originally bringing in Kevin Garnett, the official big three,
Right.
paid off, and I think that he's about to pull it off again and make this team another contender for the next 3 to 5 years.
Absolutely.
With the picks and the moves that they're making. So I'm all over it. I see that this trade up in a way for them trade down is really a trade up, because they're getting the guy that they want, right? Is it Josh? Who is it they're going to go after? I'm
Josh
thinking
Jackson.
Josh
They're
Jackson.
gonna get
right?
Josh
They're gonna go
Jackson,
after
for
Josh
sure.
Jackson.
Or De'Aaron.
And
I mean,
Philly,
De'Aaron.
and Philly's going to get Markelle. Projected is what we're hearing.
Right.
I have a feeling
They're
none
gonna
of
take
this is
Markelle.
going to go as planned as everybody's projecting, but I'm slammed for it. I think it's a great move.
For those at home that don't understand the drama that's happening with this draft, right?
Yeah.
You have number 1, number 2, number 3. You had Celtics,
Yes.
LA, 76ers. And they're actually, what happened is the 76ers are trading their pick. So they're trading their first round pick,
That's
as
right.
well as their first round pick, which is the Lakers pick in 2018.
Correct.
And the Kings pick in 2019, just so they can move up 2 spots
To
so
get
they
Markelle
can
Fultz,
possibly
basically.
get, so they can
Well,
get. I
so
mean,
they
they
can get
guarantee
Markelle
it,
Fultz.
Markelle Fultz.
And I think this is a draft similar. I'm just going out there. It's similar to the LeBron James, LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Carmelo Anthony 03 draft,
Right.
96. I'm not saying these guys are there, but I'm saying from a draft class that's packed with talent.
That's
we
going
haven't-
to impact the league.
That's
They're
going to
going to
impact the
impact the
league.
league
We
for
haven't
sure.
seen this in a while since the LeBron, era, Carmelo,
Right.
D Wade, and those guys. So I think this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. And when you look at what's in college, there are really not any necessary stars that are going to be there for the next 2 to 3 years. So
All
I
right,
think
so we're
it's a great
slamming. We
move.
got to get moving, guys.
Let's
We
do
got
it.
a lot.
Sorry,
All right,
yeah,
all
yeah,
right.
I can talk about that.
All right.
It's a slam.
So speaking of Markelle Fultz, he thought about signing with Big Baller Brand, some BBB.
We love him, but no, not. Yeah, that's a slam on not signing with them. If that makes sense.
I'm actually mixed on it, but I think it's a slam for now that he
No.
made the pass, because there's a lot of obviously risk. There's a lot of things that aren't spelled out when you're going to bet on a brand that one hasn't been fully established, like a Nike.
Not even a little bit established.
Yeah,
let's
well,
just be honest.
Yeah, well, no establishment.
Yeah.
So you'd have to be going through on blind faith, and you also would have a lot more potential downsides for him as opposed to
true.
getting the guaranteed money with
Yeah.
Nike. You go out there on Nike and blow out a knee on a Nike contract, you're good.
You're still good.
You're good.
Because Nike's never gonna fail too.
Yeah.
And the problem is if Lonzo goes out and just punches a ref and gets kicked out the league,
Correct.
now there goes your whole brand. It's
Now-
based around Lonzo and LeVar and the balls.
Yes, but now the flip side
based
of that,
around the balls.
The flip side of that, I do believe that at some point we will see this type of power move. It may be down the road where the Big Baller brand does start to attract all these players once they've established it,
Right.
and that can cause a cosmic shift. So I'm looking forward to see how it all plays out. But smart move, get the check for now.
Yeah, go to that.
and
All right,
move
all right.
on.
Here we're going on. All right. Jimmy Butler reportedly told the Cavs that he wants to stay in Chicago.
Slam.
Super slam.
Slam.
Because what was he going to do? He was going to go to Cleveland maybe and be J.R. Smith Jr. or something.
Rob,
Yeah,
what you think on
J.R.
this? Rob, what's your take on this one?
Well, I mean, there's talks that LeBron is maybe getting traded, correct?
Correct.
So, I mean, why would you
If
go
anyone
to the
wants to know why I
Cavs?
didn't put that in my slam or not.
I mean, that's for me. I mean, if LeBron is leaving, I'm for sure ain't going to no Cavs.
Right.
Yes,
Ain't-
I agree.
Ain't
to
no
be in
one trying to
Cleveland.
live in Cleveland though.
Yes.
Like Chicago or Cleveland, I'm
Shout
trying
out
to
to
live in
Cleveland.
Chicago.
I think it's
I
a
got
good.
family in
I think
Cleveland.
it's a good move because the players that are out there that he could team up with, they don't compliment him, in my personal opinion.
Absolutely.
And he can be the man. He can get top max dollar there in Chicago. The team can build around him. I believe if he goes and plays third man on the other team, unless he's ring chasing, and he's not at that stage of his career
Nah, he
where he
still got
needs to
time.
do that. He still has time. And I think he can be a cornerstone for that franchise that they can really build around.
All right, slam or not, guys. LeBron knew of the parting ways with GM David Griffin.
LeBron knew.
Of
LeBron
course he
knew.
knew.
Yes, of course
Did
he
he
knew.
know? Did he know? We're gonna agree that he knew.
Slam. Oh man.
You mean the
gotta
assistant
slam.
GM got
Oh,
fired
my
by the head GM?
the assistant
Okay.
GM, right?
Yeah, I would say this is slam all day. I mean, at the end of the day, someone's got to take responsibility for what's going on with this franchise.
Somebody's got to be the scapegoat.
Some
Let's just
guy-
be honest.
somebody's
Somebody got
gotta
to be the scapegoat,
Somebody
and
got-
it's going to be the
You're right.
GM. It's the end of his
You're right.
contract. They were like, it's his fault.
I think we should just end it at that.
No, but I mean,
Yeah.
let's be honest though. LeBron James is the dictator of the Cleveland Cavaliers. He is.
We got 2 minutes to talk about
he's
this.
Kim
Let's get it.
Jong James.
That's
You know
it.
what I'm saying? He runs that. This is the North Korea
Well-
is in North Cleveland. There you go.
Wasn't it his push to get a starting five worth $100 million?
$100 million
When
starting
most
five.
franchises are. That's for their entire
Tristan
roster.
Thompson getting max contract.
Exactly. So,
Come
I mean, you've created this situation. Now they're going to have to figure out who they can bring in and attract that they can actually really say you are a GM and this is going to be your role to build around LeBron James, as opposed to LeBron telling them this is what I want, this is how it's going to be done. And I'm not. This is just my opinion and speculation. He could completely not have any idea of what took place, but I highly doubt it.
Right.
And then he
highly
releases
doubt it.
his
Yeah,
statement
absolutely.
saying he had
Yeah,
no
he's
idea.
like, "Oh,
Okay,
no."
he's covering his all
And,
bases.
you know.
All right. Kawhi Leonard cut his braids off.
Oh,
Slam or not?
I don't like that.
I say slam, man.
Listen.
You got the straight back. You looking
Okay.
like Alexis over here with the straight
know,
backs.
right?
Come on now. You got to cut them off at some point. You can't
Listen.
just have them all frayed and looking crazy.
I feel like we saw this with Iverson.
not
As soon as
2002
Iverson cut
anymore.
the braids, there went the power.
2002, you really just said
He
that.
says not 2000. Hey, the braids are coming back, bro. Full strength. I think. Hey, for me, I felt like the Kawhi with the braids made the persona and made him who he is. So I'm interested to see how this guy with no braids is gonna play.
Watch, he's gonna be all swaggy
be a
now. He's gonna have to
whole
open
new
his shirt
guy.
like.
Maybe he's doing this for PR. It's
Oh,
time.
yeah.
Maybe
That's a good idea.
he's got to step out. Who knows? Maybe people in his
Maybe
camp
he
said it's
just
time
wants
to
a
change the look.
girlfriend, and you can't get a girlfriend with them straight backs.
Alexis
like
is
that,
single.
looking
I'm
rough.
just saying.
Man, please. He got more time than
You know, he is an Aztec, guys. And we are known for our, looking fly, looking smooth. So I just think he wanted to get that grown and sexy on.
I
He's
hear
tired
you.
of that baby stuff.
Although I
Yes.
will say the picture that they released, he had that. It looked like he got his hair cut by the same dude that KD get his hair cut by. It was looking a little rough. It looked like it had been in
a
braids for
haircut.
years.
It looked like
you know what I mean?
somebody just got some scissors and went to cutting.
It was like, all right, let's just do
Let's
it.
do it. Yeah, a home job.
All right, where
All
we
right,
at?
last one before we go to break. The Lakers trade Russell and Mozgov to the Nets for Brooke Lopez
Mozgov.
and the 27th pick.
Man,
Is Magic doing it right, guys?
Slam.
Or what?
Magic came in and is doing what we expect Magic Johnson to do. Clean house.
Smart.
I mean, I think it's a smart move. I think, one, while D'Angelo's stock is at its highest that I think it's going to be, this is the best time to use your trade value
D'Angelo.
and get the pieces that you want.
D'Angelo.
So I
Try
don't think,
D'Angelo Russ you.
I think we saw the highest upside that D'Angelo Russell's going to play in
Oh, yeah.
in a Laker uniform. And I think right now, while he has value, you move him, and we're about to watch something go down here in the next couple of weeks. Just buckle up.
Yeah,
Buckle up.
there's something crazy going on because that's definitely what they did. They gave him an opportunity to raise his stock.
Yeah.
He's gonna get a good check wherever he goes.
Correct.
And so he's gonna land. He's gonna have a soft landing. But he's
Well,
been a problem on the team. You
yes.
know, with the D'Angelo Russell,
Antics.
wrestling. You know, the antics. Recording teammates and stuff that probably didn't sit very well with anybody. So being able to move him at probably the highest his stock is ever gonna be worth.
Yeah.
They won. They
Yeah.
won with that.
I agree. Well, we got to go to break. Shout out to DJ Mystery, who's going to take us out on the ones and
Mystery.
twos. We'll pay these bills and we'll be right back.
Welcome back to Ballers World Live. Before we get started, let's give a special shout out to our sponsors for this segment, AntaAmerica.com. Go to AntaAmerica.com, put in the promo code ESPN2 for a 30% discount. And, of course, shout out to ESPN for having us. Now, in the studio today, we have a very special guest. The league that you are a part of has been a major part of my life, a major part of Los Angeles basketball, a major part of basketball in general. We have with us Chanel Smiley. She's the co-commissioner of the world-famous Drew League. Welcome to
Thank
Ballers
you.
World.
Thank
you
you.
for being here with us.
The commissioner now.
You were the
2017, yes.
Congratulations.
My first year, yeah.
Hey. Oh, there you go.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
That's
Thank you.
amazing.
How does it feel?
It's beautiful. I mean, I've been doing this for so long, been behind my dad's footsteps, so it comes natural.
Got it.
Yeah, so.
Now, for those listening who don't know what the Drew League, can you kind of give an explanation of what the Drew League is and maybe a little bit of the history behind it?
Yeah, so the Drew League is a Pro-Am league. It started in 1973, so we're in our 44th season. And it pretty much consists of high school players, college players, overseas players, pro guys, NBA stars. And it's right there in South Central LA, Watts. And we've been on the east side for the last 44 seasons. And it's just a jewel in the community. The community backs us and supports us 100%.
That's amazing. Do you have a favorite memory from the Drew League?
Oh, yes. I would say the lockout, 2011.
I was getting ready to jump in. I literally was like, I can't wait to talk about it.
No, the lockout was mind-blowing because we didn't expect the lockout to happen. Like, we would sit there, me and my family would sit there and we'd watch, David Stern, like, come on the news and just, like, they'll talk about it. But then it was like, are they really about to lock this thing out? And then if it does, do you know what that means for summer basketball? Like, everything is at a halt. So that's what happened. And then these guys just needed somewhere to play, and we had the platform, and we just started making it happen. We then had a battle between LA versus DC, the Goodman League.
Yeah.
So we flew out there and, spent the little change that we had to get out there, and it was magical. So we sold out the event within days. There was people waiting outside to try to get in, and then we came back home. We did a home and away game. So we came back to LA in October. So that game was in August, and we came back to LA in October and sold out the Pyramid in Long Beach.
Ugh. So for those who don't know what happened in 2011, there was the NBA lockout, right? It was 2011 that summer.
Yes.
And so when that happened, the players, they didn't have anywhere to go, anywhere to play. So they all flooded, and LA is the basketball mecca now.
Right.
So I remember going to a game, and it was, Kobe Bryant was at was at a game. There was LeBron James, KD, James Harden, all of the greatest players you could think of for this era. They were there playing at the Drew.
Yes.
And the games were epic.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah, so that game pretty much put us on the map, I would say.
Yeah. Do you feel that during that period of time, during the lockout, that really kind of, you guys were already on the map, but do you feel that really put you guys in a whole nother stratosphere? Basically the timing of it. And if I recall, that was around the time the league was kind of struggling to stay afloat, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm wrong, correct me.
No, you're right.
When they came in. So do you feel that lockout really helped you guys in the long run?
Yeah, absolutely. At that time, like I said, we were sponsored by Hank Salvatore, rest in peace. So he helped us out a lot. Because with my family, we just put our own money in to make it run. And our, everything started drying up. The well started drying up. So we were like, how are we going to make this work? Mm-hmm. Everybody still wants it to go on, but we don't know financially how to take care. Because we wasn't sponsored by a major brand at all.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys don't charge for,
no,
you don't charge admission.
no.
So people are
admission.
going to see these NBA level games
Free.
Free.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
never charge. That was
Correct.
one thing we stuck true to. We was like, we don't want to charge the community. We want this to be,
And that's the beauty
absolutely
of
free.
it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. So I think the Lord just pretty much blessed us in a way to when that lockout came, then it just took it over the edge. And then it's like, okay, we want more of this, and it went spiraling down from there.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And the Drew, No Excuse, just produced. That was a documentary done about the Drew
Yes.
League, and that was on Showtime, right?
Yes.
Am I
Yes.
correct? Okay, and that was great. I mean, it was
Thank you.
awesome. If you haven't seen it, check it out. I'm sure there's some ways that you can find it.
Yeah, they could go to drewleague.com. We have it on Amazon and on iTunes right now.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So, or you come up to the league and purchase a DVD.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
so-
Yeah, that's it's.
How much are the DVDs?
$20.
Where can they purchase them?
They could go on Amazon. They could go on iTunes or the drewleaguedoc.com to purchase a DVD.
You guys heard it there. Go get your DVDs.
I mean, it's a great story, and you get the opportunity to see just how many amazing players went through that. And people hear Rutgers, and this is the Rutgers of
Of our era.
our era,
Yes.
and in LA on the West Coast. So it's just,
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing. I played in the Drew, you know what I mean? Like, back in my day, back when I was out there
Yeah.
doing it.
Were you there for that Kobe Bryant versus James Harden epic 40-point?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What was that like seeing that and sitting
Oh,
there and
man.
experiencing? I mean, everybody in the gym was getting an experience in a lifetime. Kobe normally does this in a full NBA game, and he was giving them a show. So what was that like for you to witness that?
It was crazy because we didn't tell anybody. We told a few people like this.
So you knew he was coming?
I knew he was coming.
Oh, yeah.
I knew Kobe was coming. We tried to keep it low. We'll tell a couple people in the neighborhood like, hey, be here at
Who
1
leaked it?
o'clock. I don't know who leaked it, but somebody said something and just went down. Like everybody started coming out and with their jerseys, and I'm like, how y'all
many-
know Kobe gonna be here? But
Do you think that was a record attendance for you guys? Do you think you've had more
No.
people since that event, since Kobe's 40-point game?
have we had more people?
Yeah.
Because that was at Washington Park. It can only hold, they say 522, but I think we held maybe
1,500.
something like that.
It was lit.
1,500.
Yeah. So since then, we went to King Drew High School.
Yeah.
It's just a coincidence that this name is named after King Drew because it's King Drew High School,
Yeah.
Martin Luther King and
Correct.
Charles Drew.
Oh, wow.
So it just worked some kind of magical
Lord
way.
works, you
But
know?
so we're there now. We're at King Drew High School where
Yeah.
it holds a little bit more people.
What does that mean to you and your family? I mean, to have the league now in Watts, correct? At King
Yes.
Drew, in the community that, often has got a lot of negativity, as far as the viewpoint of the community. What does that mean to you and your family to be able to host this Drew League here in this community and offer the experience that you guys are offering to the fans?
It's a blessing because, in that neighborhood, there's not much going on.
Correct.
As far as anything positive, there's always, when you think of Watts or South Central, you think of gang activity, right?
Yes.
We don't have theaters. We don't have bowling alleys. We don't even have a mall over that way.
Yeah.
You got to go far east or all the way west or
Yeah.
far north or all the way south. So in that area, there's nothing going on. So when we have something as special as a league that's free of charge and that's organized and people can come and feel safe, it's a safe haven
Yeah.
for those that come, and it's family oriented. They bring their kids, they bring their grandparents to have them come out there and watch them. Because some people there's some players who work or play overseas, their families don't get a chance to see them play.
Correct.
So when they come to Drew and they're at home, then the whole family just comes out and supports it. So it's a blessing. And
That's nice.
Thank God for it.
You guys supporting the community, and again, there's a lot of opportunities because there's stars on the court, but then there's stars off the court watching as well. So you guys got like the Kardashians and everybody else driving out to Watts
Yeah.
to watch a basketball game, and I know the Kardashians ain't never been in Watts
Nope.
Tell me.
for any other reason
For no other reason than that.
than to watch a game, and it is amazing, and the energy in those games, and a lot of those guys, even now, before the NBA players start getting in there, the guys that play overseas, the high school kids, the college guys, they're playing. This isn't street ball. This isn't
Right.
necessarily VBL or something. They're out there
Yeah.
going. Practices.
Practice.
We have a team. Ballers World has a team in
Yeah.
there, and they go practice. They got like 2 practices a week.
Yeah.
For their games. It's like
Yeah. You
It's
have to, or you'll
serious.
get embarrassed.
Yeah.
Easily.
Which one you want? All them
Right.
cameras there, and So, yeah, it practice. They never really thought that you needed practice. This is summer league, so they're like,
Right.
we're just
Yeah.
coming out there just to hoop, and then they find
Practice.
themselves coming out there. Then they get embarrassed, so they're like, you know what, y'all, we got to get this together.
Yes.
Anybody
Full-on
free on
coaches.
Wednesday?
Yeah, anybody free on Wednesday.
Yes.
Wednesday we gonna be down at the 24-hour fitness. You know,
Right.
The
Everybody
24-hour
got a
fitness.
pass.
They have
Right.
the
Forget
Everybody
that.
claims membership.
Out there at the local playground,
right?
getting it
Yeah,
together.
you go outside. Yeah.
Tell us
so
about
good.
your foundation. You know
Yeah.
what you guys have going with that, and what the work that you've been doing within
Mm-hmm.
the foundation.
So the foundation is about 10 years old now. So my dad had a vision to where he wanted to do something outside of basketball. He didn't want people to think that Drew was just, just subject to just basketball, period. We wanted the community to support us, and we want the players to also give back.
Correct.
So what we do now is we provide scholarships to students in that area. So the surrounding schools, King Drew High School, Jordan, L.A. Jordan,
That's awesome.
Centennial, Compton. So we in what other schools? Well, all the other schools in that area, and we give them a scholarship so that they can use that to when they go to college, and they have to have a certain GPA.
Correct.
Yeah, so that's what we do. And we
That's
feed the
incredible.
homeless, and we do that. It's year round.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not just the summer thing.
It's not just a summer league. We're more than basketball, you
Yeah.
know. So we do give back
It's a community.
a lot. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. And those that are involved in the foundation are all alumni of Drew Middle School.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
wow, that's
Mhm.
great.
That's awesome.
And so what can we expect before we go? What can we expect in the future from the Drew League? I know, like you said, it's not just the summer league, and it's not just they got other things coming up for the Drew League. Other than being the mecca of summer basketball for the West Coast, what else you guys have planned for the future? What else can we?
Yeah,
expect
people
to see?
ask me that question all the time, and I definitely want to. I see Drew going global. We've done some things overseas the last couple years. We went to Japan
Oh, wow.
2 years ago. We went to China last year, and we're going back to China this year. So we're trying to give back in their communities and do camps and clinics, and we're going to be doing some tours and stuff like that. Our point of going out of the country is to give these guys the opportunity to get seen and
Got
to
it.
hopefully get some contracts, you know, so not just in the summer, that they can actually get a job out of this.
Got it. That's great. I mean, that's amazing. Well, how can our followers connect with you before we close out this segment?
You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, at Drew League,
Okay.
and my email, if you need it, is Chanel, CHANIEL05 @gmail.com if you need to email me about anything.
Well,
Any
great. Well,
questions.
Chanel, thank you for coming on.
Yeah,
you guys are doing
appreciate
great.
it.
Absolutely.
Thank
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
And
This was
before you
fun.
go, this segment is sponsored by the #1 sports and real estate agency, LA VIP Agent, and DJ Mr. E is going to take us out on the ones and twos.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Ballers World Live, baby. You know what I'm saying? We back in here.
Let's get it.
Just playing.
Let's get
Welcome
it.
back to Ballers World Live, everybody. Before we get started again, shout out to AntaAmerica.com. Go to AntaAmerica.com and go ahead and enter the promo code ESPN2 for a 30% discount. Goodness gracious.
Get those shoes.
They ain't giving them away. This is crazy. It's craziness. So, all right. In studio today, we have with us freestyle hooper, master dribbler, Team Jordan trainer, Johnny Fife. What's going on, my man? Welcome, brother.
Welcome.
Man, we're good,
Way
man.
to
Thanks
go.
for being in
I
with
like
us
the
today.
setup in here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fun, right?
Who we got on mini hoop after this?
Oh, you
Papa
Champion.
Shot King.
I know
You
some
better
of the
listen.
champions
I
in
feel
there.
like you call
You might
Papa
want to
Shot
take
King,
some
but
lower
I've beat him
challenges.
before.
You might want to take some lower challenges
hey.
because according to LeVar Ball, I'm the god of Papa Shot.
We're gonna go off
That's
what
funny
LeVar Ball
'cause
says.
I'll roll with the workup course, so you send me who you got.
Calling you out,
We
Jay.
have a
We
challenger.
roll through the workup. That's
We gotta
standard.
get that challenge out of the way.
We
First
can make it
thing.
happen. We can make it happen. We will make it happen.
We need to steal the pride over there a little bit. To feel confident.
My head is this big. These headphones are custom.
Someone needs to beat
I
him,
like
so
it, I
please
like
be
it.
that someone.
All right.
Somebody, some
Somebody.
challenger will.
So I have a question. How does one
Sure.
become a professional street baller? How does that even happen?
Kind of by accident. I think it's just the right place, the right time. I had moved out to California from the East Coast. I was running, just practicing with Magic Johnson's All-Star squad, and someone asked me to come to this commercial audition. Entertainment was never really my thing. It turned out to be Nike Freestyle ad. This ad called Nike Freestyle.
That was the
We remember
coolest
that.
ad
I
of
know,
all
right?
time.
I wish someone would be like, "Yo, come
That's
with
a-
me. We gonna go."
It's all downhill from there when you start with that one. So,
Yo, right?
but that's kind of what started out my career and got me going into street ball. And geez, from probably the time it aired, it was get on the road, and I got to get into video games, doing motion capture. And
Mocap is funny, yep.
just
So cool.
yeah, you could pick up for
What-
kids. It's like go to the court and just hoop, and it kind of changed the game a little bit for people.
What is I'm you know
You
I,
saying?
obviously '90s kid. You know, grew up playing Tecmo Bowl.
Ah,
NBA
so
Live.
give me the Bears.
You know, now you got the 2K era. What are some of the games that you had an impact on as far as influencing the gameplay?
Well, I got to do motion capture for the N1 game. I did NBA Live.
Which year?
Live probably like 2006.
Okay,
We're going
all
back
right.
a minute
Dope.
there.
Got it.
Did NBA Ballers, NBA Street.
Yeah.
So whatever I could get my hands on.
Yeah.
And I'm a straight video game nerd.
Yeah.
At least I was before
Yeah.
having my son.
Now let me ask you, this being a video game, do you
Sure.
remember
Sure.
Celtics versus Lakers on Sega Genesis?
No. Hold me back there.
Yeah.
Off on that.
What about Bulls versus Blazers?
Yes.
Okay.
Clyde.
Now,
With Clyde.
Celtics was the first before Bulls versus
All right,
Blazers. It was
all right.
Celtics versus Lakers.
Ah.
That's when you stay up all night till the
You
sun
just
come
like,
up on the school
trying
night,
to play.
in there playing video games
Oh,
with
man.
a towel underneath the door.
Oh, yeah.
See, for me, what I like so much about when you were coming on to the show when they told us you were coming on, personally, I was a player that went to college, tried to play overseas, tried to do all those things, and then after a bunch of injuries, I found my way outside of basketball. That kind of fringe professional basketball playing is what I
Yeah.
like to call it, right? So I was doing body double stuff and stand,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh, yeah,
and,
I do
and
some of that as
yeah,
well
you
with
know what I
it.
mean,
Yeah.
and just like, oh, you can play basketball, go do this,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
and it's
yeah.
you kind of look like Steph Curry, go do it.
Funny, there's a little world for that. isn't
Right,
it?
you know what I mean? And so to make a living doing basically your professional basketball, but when you're doing like I've done some motion capture stuff. When
Yeah.
you do a motion capture, that's professional basketball. You're getting paid
Yes.
to play basketball, man.
It's
and
always
non-traditional.
been hard to explain.
Yeah.
What's the first question? What's your name and what do you
What do
do?
you do, right.
And I'm like, hi, I'm John, and I play basketball.
Yeah.
Now, given I'm 5'2", no one really puts much credence to that. It's like, so trying to spin it would take me 9 hours to get it.
Right, to try and
So
explain to
I'm
somebody.
always like, just give me a damn basketball. And
Right, and I'll show you.
And just watch. Just watch.
I can show you better. I can tell you.
Yeah, but it is interesting that my dream was never to set out. Actually, when I moved to California, I was kind of tired of basketball. Like you were saying, you went through the college route,
Yeah.
and there were politics from when I was young in high school to college to
Yeah, absolutely.
it was like
It was hard for short people to make it back in the
Oh,
day.
you're not lying.
It was hard. Now they in the league like the dime a dozen. It's
Right.
like,
It's
oh,
crazy.
you kidding me?
And recruiting's changed in
Yes.
a huge
Yeah.
way too.
Big time.
And I'll date myself because there was no internet way back when. Sending out the VHS
sending out
tapes or
VHS,
whatnot.
Chopping
Yeah.
up tapes and
And-
mailing them to
Ooh.
coaches.
Yeah,
Yeah,
oh, yeah,
I remember
exactly.
those days.
That's cool. You guys walked that too.
Yes, I've been down that road,
So you
splicing
felt-
up tapes,
you felt
sending
the
them
pain.
up.
You
I've
felt
been
the
there,
pain.
man. Little guys wasn't getting much love back in the day.
We still don't.
No. Let me ask you this. You've had a chance to play a lot of competitive street ball.
Oh.
You've traveled the world. What city or what cities would you say you've had the best runs in?
I'm always gonna go back to New York.
The Mecca.
Yeah, and I like it just because it's a tough game. It's more physical. When
Yes.
I moved out to the West Coast, it was I think within my first 2 weeks. Again, I'm
I
a
remember
mini
that.
me.
Yeah.
Someone called a moving screen and an over the back on me in my first 2 weeks.
Out here in LA, you
And
out
I'm
here in
like,
California?
yeah.
Yeah.
And I was
That's
like-
the culture.
I was like, you're gonna take a butt kicking for
Yeah,
that back
yeah.
east.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, back east. It's crazy.
Yeah. You don't call fouls. They call fouls.
My
That's
first-
the way it
Don't
goes.
get me started.
Yeah, I know. I played in that era. We didn't call they
Yeah.
they called the foul for you.
Yo, my first time playing in New York, I was at the Y. I was at some Y out there. I don't know where I was. I don't know where I was in the city. But so I go in for it. Like, dude hit me all in here. I'm light skinned. You can see a handprint on me. You know what I'm saying? So I saw like, look, there's a handprint. I called the foul, man. I thought everybody in my own team was gonna jump me for that. I was like, oh man, I'm in the wrong place.
It's a
for this.
different
I need to go.
era.
I need to go
James
back to
learned
LA.
the hard way.
I need to go back to LA.
It's funny you bring that up, James. You talk about street ball. We were talking about this in the green room before the show, and that's when we played street ball. It was competitive. Guys set screens. It was still basketball, but it was at the highest level. And the great thing about street ball is that you had to be able to play because if you couldn't guard guard anybody, you was
You're
going to be
gone.
sitting on the sideline.
I
you know?
missed that in
Yeah,
a big way.
and now not to take anything away, it's a different game, and we want to get into that. So the difference in the game versus when we were playing back in the day, what are you seeing, and what's more or less it's kind of had that impact where street ball has kind of died down from where it was in its height.
Well, the game's transitioned a lot over the years. You know, it went from I grew up in a Hoosier system early 90s. Then
Hoosiers?
Connecticut. Come on now.
Yeah.
5 passes, pick away.
7. What are you talking about?
Yeah, sold. You might get,
Five is transition.
you might get the hook for that.
Yeah.
But when street ball started coming around, what I would notice at Parks is it's all ISO game now.
That's right.
And after a few years of street ball, it's like what we're doing for the game is kind of not great.
Yeah.
You're going to have your elites that are going to understand the game. You're going to have the players in AAU or travel ball that are going to make it.
Correct.
But the young kid that used to go out to the park, they're dribbling the ball for 25 seconds and they're unaware that
There's other
your
teammates on the
4
floor.
teammates there, like, if you take one extra dribble in basketball, sometimes you're stalling out
Yes.
everything.
Yes.
So I've seen that change, and kind of to further where you're at, I don't see kids at the park as much anymore.
No.
Right.
Seemed like AAU ball and travel ball has taken over
We-
and killed
Absolutely.
it.
It's
Right.
summertime.
If
We
it's not on
drove by
camera,
at
it's
least
not happening.
we drove by at least 4 parks on the way over today, and they were all empty.
Yeah.
The playgrounds, the basketball
Yeah.
courts, that is. The parks the kids were playing, but the basketball courts in our day, you couldn't.
Wh-
They used to take
which-
the rims down so we couldn't play.
Which brings me to
Oh,
right. Which
That's
is
how
why
consistent we were.
these kids need to download the Ballers World app in
Yes.
the iOS store.
I love
and,
that.
and find their local gym on the Ballers World app. But no, and I agree with both of you. And it was something that we were kind of going back and forth
Yeah.
about. Street ball did change basketball from a player standpoint, possibly for the worse. I mean, that's debatable. But
Yes.
the one thing I did love about street ball and what I think street ball brought to the game and why this last finals was probably one of the most anticipated and one of the most exciting of all time. I'll be debated on that as well. But the reason I can
Sports
say
are
that,
for it.
right? The reason I can say that is because street ballers were doing what NBA players weren't willing to or able to do, or college players weren't willing or able to do, which was like push the edge, push the confines of the game.
You
right?
mean
Like,
travel?
not,
Carry the
not
ball?
just traveling, not just traveling, but operate on the edges of the rules.
I'm just messing with you,
Operate
James.
on the edges of the rules. Maybe
Yes.
double dribble, maybe throw the ball in your shirt and spin
Well-
around for the entertainment purpose, which is what
Yes.
basketball was originally created to
Yes.
do, to be a
I-
game for entertainment.
I believe it brought a whole other element to the entertainment side.
Right.
And I agree with you on that. When we grew up, it's like if you tried to dunk the ball, sit down.
Exactly.
Or if you threw a no-look pass, sit down. Now it's
Even if it went through, even if you dunked
now you got the no looks, and that was only seen at the high level. Coaches like when you get in the NBA, you can do that.
Right.
But I think the street ball guys like yourself who had a profound impact on the game created that culture, and I think the game is blessed because of it. I think the only
Pros and
problem
cons.
is that the fundamentals became less important.
Where you're going with that, I would say there's pros and cons for it because I feel like it opened up players' creativity.
Correct.
And like you're saying, of course, it's going to come with more turnovers. It's almost like the Brett Favre school for me. It's like, you're going to live with a few errors, but you're going to get a higher level. You're going to get an elevated game. But yeah, I like your hoop minds.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
read
no,
out-
I've
it-
been in it,
it's
baby.
like we
Yeah,
have fun in here, but we really
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
come from all these different perspectives on
love
the
it.
game, and like for me with what you were saying, attacking the game from that perspective, like being more creative with it, and that people don't understand, and a lot of these kids don't get it. So pay attention, kids. You guys work really hard. You practice all the time. People see Steph Curry pulling from half court, and they're like, "Oh, I could do that next game."
Yeah.
No. He took 1,000 half court shots
And
before
made
he took that
and
one in the
made
game.
50%
That
or more
day.
of it.
Right, that day. And so like when you spin the ball and you wow, you practice that. You didn't just say,
Yeah.
"Oh, let me just try this out today. I'm gonna just throw the ball off this dude's head today."
Yeah, I was
Worked
I
on it.
joke about it with people that I was a lonely kid.
Yeah.
No, it is. I mean, I was actually cut in 8th grade. It was the first. I didn't pick up a basketball till the beginning of 8th grade. I
Wow.
probably thought I could have been on the team, but I really fell in love with doing drills and being in the gym on my own. It wasn't
Gym rat.
and it seems like I don't see a lot of those kids nowadays.
they don't do
And
that
maybe it's
anymore.
the situations are different.
Yeah.
Going back to youth ball is like the ones that want to play they have an avenue now.
Yeah.
When I
Exactly.
was young, it was let me throw it on the old school Walkman that was 9 pounds and going and
Just
get
go
my
get it.
1,000 shots.
Exactly.
So
Well, how can our listeners connect with you? I mean, we just run out of time. It's like not enough time in these segments, and I can talk this all day. But how can our listeners connect with you? And before you answer that question, one last thing: ball handling. Obviously, that's your forte.
ship it.
You know, ball handling is important in the game of basketball because I think it leads to creativity of open shots, creating for your teammates. But we're seeing an era where I think it's too much monopolization of the basketball. Guys can spend all this time dribbling, and when we play this on North and South games. So what's your take on that before we go?
Oh, I completely agree with you that there's too much dribbling. It goes back to the game. It's there's pieces going everywhere. So if you're a point guard and you take one extra dribble sometime,
Right.
your two guard or your wingman, they've worked their butt off to get open.
That's right.
And you took that one extra bounce of the rock and it's done. Restart it. So, yeah, again, back to the pros and cons. It's awesome to see people that are creative and they can get there in ISO.
Right.
But at the same time, that team game,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like it's transition basketball.
So tell us, we got to go here.
Oh, shit.
But tell us, how can our listeners and our viewers connect with
Probably just find me on Instagram. It's
Okay.
Johnny Fife.
you? Johnny Fife. I like that
Fife.
name.
Is
There it
Fife?
is.
Thank you guys for
Spell
having
Fife
me.
out.
Yeah,
Was
no
it
problem.
Oh, it's
P-Y?
Phyfe.
All right.
That's
Johnny
why James
Fife.
didn't spell it for us.
Well,
I didn't.
Wait, can we get confirmation that we're doing this shootout or what?
It's happening.
it is
no, it's
confirmed.
happening.
It's
Stay
confirmed.
tuned. It's happening.
yes.
All right, so hey, thank you guys very
That's
much.
in the
for having
OT.
me.
That's in the
That's
OT.
awesome.
Well,
I
DJ
appreciate
Mr. E,
it.
take us out on the ones and twos.
Is this thing on?
It's
No, I'm
on.
just playing. Welcome back to Ballers World Live. Guys, this is fun. We're in our last segment, though, and I can't believe it. Today, on the phone, we have another special guest. Former Clemson Tiger, NBA draftee, future NBA All-Star, my man, Jaron Blossom Game. What's going on, brother?
What's up, man? How you guys doing?
We great.
Good,
We're
man.
great.
Good. How are
Welcome.
you doing? You out there in New York, right?
Yeah, how's New York been?
Yeah, I'm doing great. I've been out here since Monday. I came from Denver, my last workout, and I've been hanging out, getting some stuff done, getting ready for the big night tomorrow.
Great,
Nice,
man.
man.
How's that feel for you, preparing, knowing that you're now at that point which you've worked hard for since you've been a kid, and now your dream's sitting right in front of you?
It's definitely special, man. I've been nervous, all week just thinking about it. Like you said, as a kid, it's what you dream of. Ever since you pick up a basketball, that's your dream to play in the NBA. And to know, that's going to happen tomorrow, it's definitely a special feeling. I mean, even considering, all the things that I've been through, like my family and injuries, it's definitely special.
Do you have your outfit picked out for what you're going to wear tomorrow? That's an important question.
Suited and
That's an
booted.
important question.
You got to be suited and booted.
I got something planned special for tomorrow.
Do we get a little? Are you going to tell us, or is it a secret?
You got to wait.
You gotta
till
wait.
they-
You guys
Yeah,
always
tune
do
in,
it.
girl.
What
What you doing?
Fine,
Gonna
fair
mess
enough.
up
fair
his
enough.
bow tie. He gonna have a bolo tie on.
Are you wearing a bow tie?
Oh, for sure. For 100% bow tie.
There it
He's
is.
doing
Okay.
a bow tie.
I'm
You
a bow
gotta-
tie guy.
Yeah.
I'm a bow tie guy.
James,
Okay.
you finally found a bow tie
You
guy.
see, you my friend, man. We friends now. You a bow tie guy. So, with just watching some of your highlights and watching you play the last couple seasons, man, you're a high energy player. You're athletic as hell.
Yeah.
Defensive minded, which is my type of player. What else do you think you bring to whatever team you land on?
Well, I think my main attribute will be my defensive versatility and offensive versatility. Being 6'7", 220, and an athlete, I can guard 1, 2, 3, and 4 position in the NBA. And, with the way the NBA is going right now, it's downsizing a little bit. So having a guy like myself being able to guard multiple positions,
Yes.
there's a premium on guys like that right now in the NBA. I mean, you see what Golden State's doing. In the
Absolutely.
finals, they had a lineup with Kevin Durant center.
Yes.
It's Draymond Green's at 4 or Andre Iguodala's playing that 4 spot. So just athletic wings that can play multiple positions.
Yeah.
That's definitely the way the NBA is going right now. So it's a good thing for me.
Yeah.
Now, you came out last season, you declared for the draft, didn't sign with an agent, ended up going back, finishing your senior year. Has there been any
Right.
type of difference for this pre-draft process versus last year?
I'm not sure there's any difference. I mean, the things are pretty much the same as far as the workouts and the combine, all the scheduling and stuff. I did have 13 total workouts this year. I had 7 last year, so the workload has been pretty stressful. I've been on the road for the last.
I was about to say, you live
2
in
weeks,
hotel to hotel.
Right.
Yeah, I've been on the road since June 3rd. I've been bouncing around places, getting workouts done, and I finally ended here Monday night in New York. So it's been a long journey for me, but like I said, man, it's definitely a great feeling knowing that that night tomorrow.
What's interesting, I hear you share about your schedule and having done 13, if I heard you correctly, workouts and compared to 7 and the stress that comes with it. What are you focusing on now that you've learned from last year? And I think that may have been an advantage to you, whether you see that or not, being able to come into these workouts now this year. What is your focus? What are you going in there completely focusing on?
Well, the main thing I want to showcase in these workouts is just my versatility. Like I said, you come in these workouts with a group of 6 guys, and sometimes it's two forwards, 2 guards, and 2 centers, and sometimes it's all wing guys. So being able to show I can guard, every type of guy in the workout, and obviously knock down shots. And I think that's something that's really, really important for me. Is to show teams I can consistently make threes from the perimeter.
Got it.
But I think one thing I really learned about this process in general is just taking care of your body. I mean, performance is the main thing that's really important. You want to perform at a high level in each workout, but you can't do that unless you take care of your body as far as cold tub and nutrition and doing the right things. Because it's hard to sleep when you're in these hotels and airports all day. It's tough.
Got it.
And so one of the things we were talking about independently in the green room before, you're one of the older players going into this draft, as we have a lot of one and dones joining the league this next year. Personally, I think that's great because you bring in a lot of poise and experience, whereas some of the other players may just bring whatever raw talent they have. You have the raw talent, and you've been through 4 years, right? You played 4 years over at Clemson, so
and physically you have an NBA body.
Right. 6'10" wingspan. Well, reach over the go gadget arm on you.
You did your Google research. You did your Google research.
I look at the draft stuff from time to time. I've been known to look at the NBA.com.
I know, right? Well, also, Jerron, I was listening to you, and you were also sharing, what you've had to go through the workouts. The question I have for you, playing in the ACC, that's one of the toughest conferences that you can play in college basketball. And you have 4 years playing against the Dukes, the Wake Forests, the North Carolina. How has that prepared you and helped you for you to get to where you are today?
Well, the ACC, like you said, is very, very tough. And the thing about it is you're playing against pros every night. I mean, you play against Duke, you have 1 or 2 at least pros on that team. Same with the same with the Carolinas and Louisvilles and Syracuse. So, you kind of get used to it. And like when you come to an event like the Combine, it's nothing to you because you've seen them, all year.
Yes.
And for a guy like myself, I've been there 4 years, and it's funny because I think people take me being old as a negative, but it's funny. But the possible rookie of the year is a 5th-year guy out of Virginia named Malcolm Brogdon.
Boom. And
you see him have that type of success after being a 4-year guy in college, playing 4 years, and he's a well-rounded player offensively and defensively. So I don't think age is a negative at all. I mean, even another guy, Torian Prince, he's a 4-year guy that played significant minutes for the Hawks this year. So being an older guy is definitely beneficial for me. My body's NBA ready. Like you said, I'm well seasoned, but obviously playing 4 years in college. So, this age thing, I don't think it's a bad thing at all. I can come in the NBA and make an immediate impact as a rookie.
Get them whippersnappers. You know what I'm saying? Give them the business, brother.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
I have a question. What was out of the 13, what was the toughest workout you had to do? What team?
Denver, because of the altitude, it killed me. It was hard.
Yeah.
It was really, really hard.
Yeah. I've actually had, when playing overseas, we had to go to Toluca, Mexico, and I think it was like 12,000 or whatever elevation above sea level, and that was one. I mean, walking upstairs, you felt like you were sucking air through a straw. So that's
it's hard.
It's hard.
I was in my hotel room and I was struggling to breathe just sitting there.
Yeah. I didn't know what was going on. I thought I was having a heart attack. I was like, I'm about to die. I'm too young to die out here in Mexico City like this. And they're like, no, it's the elevation, young fella. It's the elevation. Well, after the draft, I'm calling it. I know you're going to be wearing the NBA uniform. So does that mean we can get you here in the studio once you make a trip out to L.A. when you're out here playing the Lakers or the Clippers?
No, I would love to.
Now, here's my final question. Where you want to go, man? Like let's just say all things are equal. You could go wherever you want. What's your team? Do you have one? And if not, what's your team from childhood? what team, what system seems like it would be the one that you fit in the best?
So I grew up watching the Shaq and Kobe Lakers.
Okay.
And ever since then, I've been a huge Laker fan. So I have to go with the Lakers.
So how do you feel about the Lakers taking Lonzo Ball at the number 2 pick? Good move, or what would you pick if you were the Lakers? De'Aaron Fox? I'm just asking. I'm throwing it out there. I
Just
want to
throwing
know.
it out there.
He's like, I'm shooting
Tough
from the
question
hip.
for me to answer.
He's a fan.
Right.
He's a fan.
I like both of those guys, to be honest. I think both of those guys bring different qualities to the Lakers. They're different players.
Yeah.
I think Lonzo's a better facilitator. Fox is a more electric scorer. But I think for what the Lakers have right now on their roster and what they're trying to do in the future, I think Lonzo will be great because of his passing ability, and I think he's a really good prospect for them.
Yeah.
That might be the best answer we've gotten from
a
someone
solid
when we
answer.
asked him that
I was
question.
about to disagree with you low key, but then I was like, all right, that's a good answer.
I'm like, damn, he convinced us all.
Well, with the draft coming up tomorrow, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm very excited, man. I can't wait
Okay.
to get it on.
Are you gonna get any sleep tonight at all?
No, I won't. I won't.
Now, how's your family feel about this opportunity? Is everyone going to be there with you in New York?
Yeah, everybody's here right now. Actually, I just walked out of dinner to come make this phone call, and everybody's
man.
inside. So
Oh
they're
man, we
We
take
appreciate
the whole
you. We
family.
appreciate
that.
you.
Tell everyone we said thank
Nah.
you.
Yeah, I will. But they're definitely excited for me. It's definitely a big time in my life, and you know they know how much I love the game and how long I've been waiting for this moment. So they're happy for me.
Yes.
For our listeners who maybe want to follow your journey in the NBA, where can they follow you on all your social media?
You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Jaron B Game. That's JaronBGame.
All right.
There we go.
Jerron B. Game.
Well, Jerron, before you go, being a Clemson Tiger, who are some of your all-time favorite Clemson Tiger collegiate basketball players?
KJ McDaniels is probably my favorite. I mean, obviously I played with him, but he's a great dude on and off the court.
Yeah.
He's all about the right things, and he's a really, really hard worker.
Anybody else? Just KJ?
Trevor Booker is also
Okay,
another
Trevor
one.
Booker.
We actually all have the same agent, so that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
But Trevor's another one.
Remember the Grant brothers? You might be too young.
Greg Buckner was actually my coach last year at the Combine. So
Wow.
I met him last year for the first time. We got to talk a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'll probably say those three guys.
Great. Well, listen, bro, we really appreciate
Yeah,
you.
thank
coming
you,
on
thank
today.
you,
so
thank
much.
you.
We know you're going to get back
Good
to
luck.
family. Hey, blessings to you.
Congratulations.
And we look forward to seeing
Best
you at an
of
NBA
luck.
franchise near us.
God
soon.
bless, man.
And
We
be
gonna
sure to
pray
come
for
here
you,
when you're in
brother.
LA.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys for having me.
All
I
right,
definitely
Jerron,
will.
have a great
Thank
one. Be
you.
safe.
All right. Thank you guys.
All right, well, shout outs before we head out. Shout out to Anta America, right? Slam Online. Anybody else?
AntiAmerica.com. ESPN2 is the code.
And be sure to follow Ballers World with a Z on all our social media.
And we want to thank our guests for coming in. Johnny Fife here in the studio.
Oh, thank you guys for
Thank
having me.
you.
It was a
Playground
blast.
legend. Any camps,
Thank
anything
you, my
coming up
brother.
this summer, Johnny? Anything you're participating in that we want to let our
Uh,
guests and our listeners know?
I stay away from the mass group training. I
Yeah.
do pop in with the Venice Beach League, and they're
Okay.
doing youth camp, so I stopped down today actually.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
Good.
Kids got handles.
Yeah.
Kids
they're
out there
they're
with
all
tabs.
having a blast, so I'm
great.
happy to see that. We're exiting here, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Good.
Oh, man.
Well, thank you for
Johnny
coming
Fife.
on.
Oh, thank you.
Chanel Smiley, thank you with the Drew League. Jared Blossom game, man, that was cool, man. It was a good show.
It was quick.
That was awesome.
It just gets quicker and quicker.
We're like the
every-
Running Rebels
every
up in
week.
this
You know, thank God, man. That's how we do it.
All right, guys. DJ, Mr. E's going to take us out on the ones and twos.
Thank you,
you
thank
guys
you.
for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. Holla.